Hold on to your wigs and lace fronts, because what just went down between Yandy Smith, Kirk Frost, and Rasheeda makes the Kardashians look like they're hosting a Sunday picnic. Forget calm conversations and polite disagreements. This is full-scale love and hip-hop warfare. The kind of scandal that sets Twitter on fire, has Instagram lives crashing, and leaves fans screaming, "Play it back!" Like it's the Super Bowl halftime show. Yandy Smith, the queen of keeping receipts, just clashed with Kirk Frost, the king of questionable decisions, and before the dust could even settle, Rasheeda stormed in swinging harder than a Real Housewives reunion wine glass. And trust me, she did not come to play. Fans aren't just shocked, they're gagging, crying, and spamming the comments with popcorn emojis like their lives depend on it. This isn't a regular argument. This is a showdown so messy it feels scripted by Bravo producers on Double Espresso. We're talking shade so sharp it could cut diamonds, accusations that make Maury Povich look tame, and an eruption from Rasheeda that left the entire internet in absolute chaos. Buckle up, because this isn't just another love and hip-hop storyline. This is reality TV history in the making. If you thought love and hip-hop couldn't get any messier, think again, because Yandy Smith versus Kirk Frost is proof this franchise feeds on chaos like it's oxygen. These aren't just reality stars. These are veterans of scandal. The type of people who can turn a simple disagreement into a 5-alarm fire that leaves social media begging for subtitles and replays. Let's set the stage. Yandy Smith, the self-proclaimed boss lady, hustler extraordinaire, and the queen who always claims to keep it classy, has been known to throw shade with the precision of a surgeon. She doesn't need to flip tables. Her words do the flipping for her. Then there's Kirk Frost, the man whose resume is basically professional gaslighter, serial bad decision maker, and Rasheeda's forever headache. For years, Kirk's storyline has been a case study in how to ruin your reputation 101, from cheating scandals to secret babies to the kind of lies so ridiculous they make Jerry Springer blush. And right in the middle of this battlefield, Rasheeda, the wife who has stood by him through it all. But this time, she didn't just stand by, she exploded. The trigger? A behind-the-scenes leak that spread across blogs like wildfire? Reports claim Yandy called out Kirk in a heated exchange, accusing him of being the poster boy for toxic relationships and dragging his name harder than a remix of a Nicki Minaj diss track. Fans first thought it was gossip, until clips began to circulate online, showing Yandy's face twisted in the kind of side-eye that could curdle milk. I'm not about to sit here and let Kirk disrespect women when his whole career is built on embarrassing his wife, Yandy allegedly snapped. Cue Rasheeda. For years, people have clowned her for staying with Kirk through every scandal. Memes, tweets, even whole YouTube essays have been dedicated to dragging her decision-making skills. But this time, Rasheeda wasn't playing. She jumped in faster than a security guard at a reunion brawl. According to witnesses, she went off on Yandy like her rent depended on it, firing back with lines that instantly became internet gold. "You got a lot of nerve acting like your marriage is perfect. You worried about mine. Worry about yours," Rasheeda reportedly yelled, sending the crowd into chaos. The internet didn't just watch, it detonated. Twitter threads popped up with play-by-plays, complete with gifs of fireworks and popcorn. TikTok users reenacted the exchange in skits that racked up millions of views in hours. Instagram gossip pages couldn't post fast enough. And fans? They chose sides like it was the Super Bowl. Team Yandy claimed she was simply speaking the truth, that Kirk's history was fair game and someone needed to call him out. Team Rasheeda argued Yandy had crossed a line by dragging their marriage into the mess. It wasn't just a debate. It was digital warfare, and Kirk, instead of cooling the situation down like a mature adult, he fanned the flames. Reports say he smirked through the entire ordeal as if chaos was his love language. His only comment? "People always got opinions, but they don't live in my house." That single line turned into a meme within minutes, with fans captioning it over clips of dumpster fires, car crashes, and even footage of the Titanic sinking. But here's the kicker. This wasn't just a random fight. It was a collision years in the making. Yandy has always positioned herself as the moral compass of the franchise, the woman who holds it all together while the others spiral. Calling out Kirk fit right into that brand, except this time the backlash hit different. Because Rasheeda, usually seen as the calm, loyal wife, finally snapped. For once, she didn't just defend Kirk. She defended herself, her choices, and her reputation. The first wave of fan reactions was brutal. Some praised Rasheeda for finally standing up, claiming this was her queen moment and tweeting crowns under her name. Others clowned both her and Kirk, saying it was embarrassing she still had to defend him after decades of drama. And of course, Yandy wasn't spared either. Critics accused her of being hypocritical, pointing out her own rocky marriage and claiming she throws shade to stay relevant. One viral tweet read, "Yandy acting like Dr. Phil while Rasheeda fighting like Mortal Kombat. Love and hip-hop never disappoints." The scandal grew so big, even people outside the love and hip-hop fandom weighed in. Celeb blogs like The Shade Room and Hollywood Unlocked ran with the story. Talk show hosts slipped in jokes, comparing Rasheeda's explosion to finally cashing in years of built-up emotional overdraft. And fans couldn't stop replaying the leaked clips, zooming in on every micro-expression, lip read, and side-eye like it was the Zapruder film. This wasn't just a fight, it was a cultural moment. And like every cultural moment, it left fans demanding more. Was this the end of Yandy and Rasheeda's friendship? Would Kirk somehow spin this into another bizarre storyline? And most importantly, would this showdown carry over into the next reunion special, where we all know chairs fly faster than apologies? One thing was certain, Yandy versus Kirk with Rasheeda exploding in the middle wasn't just a scandal. It was love and hip-hop history, and the drama was only just heating up. The second Rasheeda's explosion hit the blogs, the storyline left the love and hip-hop bubble and shot straight into the mainstream chaos machine. If the first round was shocking, the second wave was absolute digital warfare. It wasn't just fans now, it was celebrities, influencers, comedians, and anyone with a Wi-Fi signal weighing in like it was their constitutional duty. Enter 50 Cent. You already know the king of petty couldn't resist. He posted a photo of Kirk with the caption, "Bro been stressing Rasheeda for 20 years, now Yandy stressed too?" He undefeated. Fans screamed, memes poured in. Within minutes, Kirk Frost was trending alongside words like legendary toxic and clown of the decade. Not to be outdone, Cardi B chimed in with a shady like on a post defending Rasheeda. That tiny digital tap sent fanbases into a frenzy. "Cardi's with Rasheeda!" The headline screamed. Meanwhile, Nicki's Barbs flipped it, claiming it was all shade toward Yandy. Leave it to rap Twitter to turn a love and hip-hop fight into another chapter of the eternal Cardi versus Nicki Cold War. Boozy? Oh, you know he had to give his 2 cents. On IG Live, he shook his head dramatically and said, "Man, Yandy trying to check Kirk? That's like bringing water guns to a house fire. Rasheeda gon' fight for that man no matter what. She loyal to a fault." Fans immediately remixed the clip, adding flames and sirens in the background. House fire became the new catchphrase. But it wasn't just rappers. Reality stars piled in like it was open mic night. Carly Red reposted a meme of Rasheeda breathing fire with the caption, "Don't poke the dragon." Erica Mena went on Twitter to shade Yandy, tweeting, "Funny how some people act like they don't have skeletons when they live in the graveyard." Shots fired. Fans instantly dragged her for hypocrisy, but the chaos was already multiplying. Meanwhile, the memes reached god-tier status. One showed Rasheeda photoshopped as the Mortal Kombat finish him screen. Another had Yandy's side-eye looped over and over with captions like, "When you know the reunion check just doubled." Twitter threads turned into meme museums. TikTok skits reenacted the showdown with wigs, dollar store microphones, and sound effects. Even people who had no clue who Yandy or Kirk were started using the memes for their own drama. And the fan wars? Brutal. Team Yandy claimed she was just saying what everyone already knew, that Kirk's messy track record was fair game, and Rasheeda needed to face reality. Team Rasheeda fought back hard, saying Yandy crossed the line by dragging another woman's marriage into the mud. One viral comment summed it up. Yandy brings shade, Rasheeda brings fire, and Kirk brings lies. Thousands of likes later, it became the unofficial slogan of the scandal. Conspiracy theories also began swirling. Some fans swore the fight was staged for ratings. Mona Scott got them acting out Shakespeare at this point, one user wrote. Another theory claimed Yandy was deflecting from her own drama by dragging Kirk into the spotlight. And of course, some insisted Rasheeda exploding wasn't about Kirk at all, but about years of bottled-up frustration at everyone clowning her decisions. Whatever the truth, the speculation kept the internet hooked like a soap opera. The Shade Room couldn't post fast enough. Every clip, every comment, every celebrity reaction went up with captions like, "Who, Chile, the ghetto." Hollywood Unlocked dropped a poll asking fans to vote who won the showdown. Even late-night talk show hosts slipped in jokes, with one quipping, "Kirk Frost somehow survived another fight. This man has more lives than a cat." And while the jokes flew, the serious commentary began too. Blogs wrote essays about women standing by toxic men, framing Rasheeda's explosion as both empowering and tragic. Some praised her loyalty, others pitied her for still fighting Kirk's battles. Yandy, meanwhile, was painted as the franchise's moral compass, until critics reminded everyone that her own marriage wasn't exactly a fairy tale either. The hypocrisy discourse went viral, with fans dragging Yandy for throwing rocks while living in her own glass house. Kirk, unsurprisingly, stayed mostly quiet. But not too quiet. He posted a photo of himself chilling by his motorcycle with the caption, "Unbothered." That single word launched another meme wave. Fans pasted "unbothered" over photos of disasters, breakups, and even SpongeBob's house on fire. Kirk being calm in the middle of chaos became its own comedy genre. By the time the dust settled on round 2, one thing was clear. This wasn't just a reality TV squabble. It had mutated into a cultural event, a digital bonfire fueled by memes, celeb reactions, and non-stop fan outrage. Yandy's side-eye was a meme. Rasheeda's rage was a rallying cry, and Kirk? Well, Kirk was just Kirk, messy, smirking, and somehow still standing in the center of the storm. And just when people thought they'd seen the peak of drama, whispers began to leak about the reunion special. Word on the street? Producers were planning to seat Yandy, Rasheeda, and Kirk side by side. The internet collectively screamed, "This is about to be WWE with wigs!" Fans started countdowns, editing trailers, and predicting which drink would be thrown first. The scandal wasn't cooling off. It was heating up like a microwave burrito. One thing was certain, the aftermath of this showdown wasn't just going to shake love and hip-hop, it was going to shake the culture. And the most shocking twists? They were still to come. When the dust began to settle, the aftermath of Yandy Smith's clash with Kirk Frost and Rasheeda's volcanic eruption looked less like a simple reality TV spat and more like the fallout of a cultural earthquake. The internet wasn't asking what happened anymore. They were asking what comes next. The reputational fallout hit everyone differently. For Yandy, the boss lady who always positioned herself as the polished, composed voice of reason, this moment cracked the facade. Fans started dragging her for hypocrisy. "How you calling out Kirk when your own house ain't made of bricks?" Critics dusted off old clips of her marriage drama and used them as evidence that Yandy was no better than the people she shaded. The queen of receipts suddenly found herself on the receiving end of her own medicine. But here's the twist. Some fans loved it. They said Yandy was finally saying what everyone else was too scared to. Calling Kirk Frost out for decades of messy behavior wasn't just shade, it was public service. "Yandy just did what Rasheeda's friends should have done years ago," one viral comment read. Suddenly, Yandy wasn't just messy, she was a hero for truth-telling. Love her or hate her, she was trending. Rasheeda, on the other hand, walked away with scorched earth energy. Her explosion was the moment fans had been waiting for, years of pent-up loyalty bursting out in one fiery defense. Some praised her as a ride or die, the kind of wife who doesn't let anyone disrespect her marriage. Others called it tragic, saying Rasheeda had become a prisoner of her own loyalty. Memes labeled her Queen of Defending Clowns, while fan edits crowned her the Dragon of Love and Hip-Hop. She was both mocked and admired, roasted and respected, an internet paradox. And Kirk? Oh, Kirk, the man somehow turned into the eye of the storm. Fans didn't expect him to be the voice of reason, they expected him to be Kirk Frost, which is to say, the walking embodiment of reality TV chaos. And he delivered. By smirking through the drama, posting unbothered captions, and letting Rasheeda fight his battles, Kirk cemented his reputation as the ultimate survivor of mess. He became the meme, the punchline, the man whose middle name might as well be Scandal. And instead of killing his image, it only made him more infamous. The industry impact was immediate. Love and hip-hop producers knew they had struck gold. Word leaked that executives were already planning to stretch the drama across multiple episodes, with reunion seating guaranteed to be explosive. Fans speculated about staged reconciliations, surprise walkouts, and whether security would need double overtime pay. This wasn't just television anymore, it was must-see cultural theater. And outside of VH1, the story bled everywhere. Talk shows roasted Kirk's antics. Podcasts debated Yandy's role as truth-teller or hypocrite. Twitter kept memeing Rasheeda's fiery clapback like it was a national holiday. Even casual viewers who hadn't watched an episode in years found themselves caught up, binging clips like they just discovered reality TV again. But the most fascinating part of the aftermath wasn't the memes, the blogs, or the think pieces. It was the silence that followed. For days, none of the three players gave a direct, detailed explanation. No joint statement. No reconciliation Instagram post? Just cryptic captions and side-eye selfies. That silence became louder than any rant could have been, keeping fans obsessively refreshing feeds for answers that never came. Theories flew wild. Was Rasheeda's explosion real anger, or was it producer-staged drama? Did Yandy genuinely feel disrespected, or was she grabbing for spotlight? Was Kirk secretly laughing behind the scenes, knowing he'd once again hijacked the culture with his signature brand of toxicity? Nobody knew, and that mystery made the showdown immortal. Because here's the truth, love and hip-hop thrives on cliffhangers, and this one was too good to resolve. Fans know they'll tune into the reunion special, waiting for chairs to fly, wigs to shift, and truths to accidentally spill. And deep down, everyone knows this isn't the last fight. It's just the beginning of the next one. The aftermath revealed one undeniable fact. Yandy, Kirk, and Rasheeda aren't just reality stars anymore. They're living, breathing franchises of chaos. Their reputations may be dented, but their relevance? Untouchable. They've secured their spots as cultural icons of mess, the kind of figures who make the Kardashians look boring and the housewives look like amateurs. So now the question lingers like smoke after an explosion. What happens next? Will Yandy and Rasheeda patch things up, or will this feud drag into another season of epic shade? Will Kirk finally take accountability, or will he just keep posting motorcycle selfies with unbothered captions while the world burns around him? One thing's for sure, this isn't over. Not by a long shot. Because in the love and hip-hop universe, scandals don't end, they reload. And when they do, the internet will be there, popcorn in hand, ready for round 2. And there it is, the showdown that rattled reality TV to its core, Yandy Smith clashing with Kirk Frost, and Rasheeda exploding so hard the internet's still sweeping up the ashes. This wasn't just a fight, it was a cultural reset. A love and hip-hop brawl so messy it made the Kardashians look like a church choir rehearsal. But let's get real. Do you honestly think this is the end? Please, with this crew, every final straw is just a prequel. Today, it's a screaming match. Tomorrow, it's a teary Instagram live. And by next season, it'll be a reunion stage so tense you'll hear the security team cracking their knuckles. Yandy, Kirk, and Rasheeda aren't done. They're just reloading. And since you clearly live for this drama, don't just sit there like a lurker, get in on it. Smash that like button like it owes you child support. Hit subscribe harder than Rasheeda defended Kirk. And drop your wildest theory in the comments. Was Yandy telling the truth or just stirring the pot? Was Rasheeda's explosion loyalty, love, or a meltdown decades in the making? I want to hear the hottest takes, the savage clapbacks, and the memes you wouldn't dare post on Facebook. Because here's the deal. This channel doesn't just serve tea, we throw the entire kettle. We don't just recap scandals, we turn them into sagas. Tomorrow's drama? Already brewing. And when it drops, you better believe you'll hear it here first. Louder, funnier, and messier than anywhere else. This is Celeb Rux, where the chaos never sleeps, and the scandals only get wilder. And the scandals only get wilder.